Okay, this is the second video serenade for Kickstarter campaign pledge financial backer Morgan Le Fay. Now she's pledging at the $100 level, which means that in addition to 2 copies of the album, 2 copies of the EP with the 4 bonus tracks, and some copies of the older albums, she also gets a video serenade. Specifically at the $100 level, she's supposed to get a shirtless serenade, but we're dear old friends, and she felt that that would be weird. Not that we haven't seen each other in bathing suits or anything, but it's very different when it's in a seductive serenade scenario. So instead, she requested that I do 2 songs, and then I put it on rather than take it off. Specifically, she wanted me to put on items of clothing that she has bought me as gifts over the years. So the previous one, I wore my very favorite orange zip-down V-neck sweater that she bought, and now I'm wearing the most recent acquisition. When we hung out over, well, not over Christmas, it was before Christmas, but she got me this wonderful Laguna hoodie. Perfect color for me. If you know me, you know that this is the color for my eyes, and it's very comfortable, by the way. I wear this all the time in the house and sometimes out of the house as well. So anyway, the second serenade she has coming to her is by the group When in Rome. It's an old favorite song of ours, that's why I chose it, called The Promise. It was a hit in, I want to say, early 1989 or maybe late 1988, I forget. And I've never played this, and all I've got is lyrics and chords, so I'm going to be futzing around a little. If you need a friend, don't look to a stranger. You know in the end, I'll always be there. And when you're in doubt, little sloppy, as I said. I was playing that for the first time, and there's no notation, just chords and lyrics. That's a pretty song. I should actually learn that one. Thank you very much, Joy, for your pre-order. And for those of you who are still listening, out of curiosity, you too can receive a serenade if you pledge at the $50 level, a shirtless serenade if you pledge at the $100 level, naked if you pledge $250, or you can get a private concert in your home for $1,000 for you and 20 of your closest friends. But you don't have to pledge that much. You could pledge as little as $1 if you would just like a download of the first single, $5 for a digital download of the EP, Anchors Away, which has 4 non-album bonus tracks if you're curious to hear what's not on the album, $13 for a digital download of the album, or $15 for a hard copy of the album. The digital downloads become available on the day that the campaign ends, which is March 9th, I believe. And the physical copies of the album, the EP, will be arriving in mid-April, as I will be doing the photo shoot and the design for the CD booklet as soon as this campaign ends and all the pledge funds have been met. And then it'll just be a matter of getting it to the presses. So head on over to Kickstarter.com and look for my project titled Memoirs of a Man Whore. And pledge as little or as much as you like. I'm not going to say no to large sums of money. By the way, especially if you're out there in the Irvine area, you know, maybe you're interested in the house concert thing. I'd be delighted. I come out there a couple times a year and I'd be able to do that. And you don't even have to pledge the full 1,000 on your own. What you could do is you could get together 20 of your closest friends and say, let's each pledge 50. And in fact, if you do that, if one person were to pledge $1,000 on behalf of 20 different people who all contributed $50, and you let me know who they are, I'll still serenade each one of you individually, and you can still get that house concert when I'm out in California. So I'd say that's a pretty awesome deal. So you might want to talk to 20 people about that. Those of you who are still listening. Thank you very much, Joy, for being a dear friend and a contributor to my Kickstarter campaign. Take care.